oh, I told you this wasn't gonna work, and you know that we discussed this already. I didn't discuss anything with her, Your Honor.
Wait, what was she, so she broke up with you over the phone?
Yes, basically.
And what was the reason she was breaking up with you?
Basically that she had a lot going on. It wasn't gonna work right now, and then...
Okay, come on, like you have to see it coming.
This is the plaintiff, Terrence. He says he and the defendant dated for 3 years, and he loaned her money in June of 2021, and she broke up with him a month later. He was completely blindsided by this heartless woman. He found out she was in a new relationship. She refuses to return the money he loaned her, and he's here suing her for the $999 he's owed. This is the defendant, Janelle. She says she and the plaintiff were in a committed relationship, and money flowed back and forth. She was shocked to discover he was cheating on her with another woman and caught him red-handed. The plaintiff is just mad she left him. He knows the money he gave her to pay her car insurance wasn't a loan, and she owes him nothing but a curt goodbye. She's accused of stiffing a guy.
All parties, please hit your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Terrence, you are suing your former girlfriend, Miss Janelle, for $999 that you say she owes you and will not repay. Tell me what happened.
How you doing, Your Honor? Yes, I was in a committed relationship for 3 years. I was going with her back and forth, paying. She helping me, I helping her with her bills, etc., etc. In June, I gave her about $999. And approximately about July, the next month later.
Wait, what'd you give her the money for?
Oh, it's for basically for her car insurance, and she said a little bit for her phone bill. Yes.
It was for her car insurance and what?
And a phone bill.
Her phone bill or
Yeah.
the joint phone bill?
No joint phone bill, her phone bill.
Just her phone bill. All right.
Yes.
And why did you expect her to pay you back if you were constantly each paying for things in your committed relationship? Were you guys living together?
Back and forth to each other's houses, like.
Back and forth. So you had your
Yes.
own place and she had her own place.
Yes.
Right, but you would help each other with each of your expenses.
Yes, she asked to borrow money, and she gives back, and
Okay,
I
so
give money.
So when you helped each other, the expectation was that it would be paid back.
Yes.
And had it been paid back all the other times?
Every time.
And when she loaned you money, you would pay back?
Yes.
And when you loaned her money, she would pay back?
Every cent.
Okay, so what happens? You loan her $999, and then what?
Basically, we supposed to go out to like a dinner, but it was like 5 o'clock, and she didn't answer the phone the first time, and she told me she was busy and she couldn't answer the phone. So I let that slide. I didn't felt like that it was a problem between me and her. So I called her again like a week later.
A week later? Did you talk to her during that week?
It was just hang up, phone call, I'm busy, I can't talk on the phone.
Okay.
So I called her a week later when she picks the phone up this time saying, oh, I told you this wasn't gonna work, and you know that we discussed this already. I didn't discuss anything with her, Your Honor.
Wait, what was so she broke up with you over the phone?
Yes, basically.
And what was the reason she was breaking up with you?
Basically that she had a lot going on. It wasn't gonna work right now, and then...
Okay, come on, like you have to see it coming. I mean, if you're with somebody, it's not like you were with her for 3 months, you were with her for 3 years, so there had to be some problems that she was referring to.
Your Honor, in my face, I was definitely blindsided by everything that was going on, seriously, because I thought I was doing my job as a man, helping her, and she helped me, and what else you supposed to do? 50,
Is that her job as a man too, to help you? And I'm trying to figure out what you meant by that. What's going on? Why did you guys break up?
Your Honor, I went through his phone while he was sleeping, and I saw that he was cheating.
In my face?
And I never even
In your
told
face?
him.
What do you mean?
She never went through my phone. I have a password. Nobody never went through my phone.
I know his code.
You had his code?
I know his code.
How did you know his code?
He didn't know that I knew his code.
How did you know? From watching him put it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
So go on.
So I went through his phone one night while he was sleeping. Like, he was so tired. So I went through his phone. I saw that he was cheating.
How did you see it? What'd you see?
I saw him texting girls about, oh, I can't wait to meet you. We're going to go out this weekend. Like, I was confused because how you planning to go out with other girls and we live together? He's saying that.
Did you actually live in the same house?
Yes.
That's a lie.
Okay. Did he have his own apartment also or no?
Yes, he have his own apartment.
Okay, but you were spending all the time together.
Yes.
Okay, so go on.
She's so crazy.
Can you excuse me? I didn't let her interrupt you while you were talking. Go on.
So after I went through his phone, I just left. Like, I didn't give him an explanation. I felt like I didn't need to give him an explanation. Because he was cheating.
If you ever have a right to dispense and rant an explanation, it would be then. Like, why were you so uninterested to even tell him?
Because he probably lied.
Because what?
He'll probably lie. Say, oh, just make him an excuse onto why he was doing what he was doing.
You were probably over him by then, too.
Yeah, like, enough.
Were you over him for other reasons, too?
After I left him, we were still dealing with each other up until like 4 months ago. Like 4 months ago, I really
When did you guys break up?
Last year,
July. When did you guys break up?
Last year, July.
And you were dealing with each other until 4 months ago?
Yeah.
All right. Why is he so mad? Is he dating someone else who now knows that you were dealing with him?
Well, I've been like making it seem like I've been dating someone else to get him mad.
To make him jealous?
Yeah.
And
I've been taking myself out. And I've been posing as I'm on a date with somebody else.
just to get, because you wanted him back?
I don't know. I don't know if I want him back, but...
When was the last time you saw him?
Like 4 months ago, really.
So it's the first time you two see each other in 4 months?
Yeah.
Was the $999 a loan or a gift?
It was a gift. He never said that he wanted it back. We never talked about getting it back. Like, when we was in a relationship, it was like a mutual understanding. Like, I spend money on you, you spend money on me. I didn't think.
According to him, the mutual understanding was that any money anybody loaned anybody fronted for the other person had to be paid back. You say that's not true?
No, we was in a 3-year relationship, so I feel like $999 been paid back. Like, we've been giving each other a lot. He been doing for me, I've been doing for him. Like,
okay, well, did you ask him for the $999 or how did it come up? Was there mention of paying back at the time of the asking?
There was no mention of paying back.
When did the mention of paying back come up? After you dumped him?
No, we never mentioned paying it back. It was no mention. He never asked for it back. I never said.
Did he eventually start texting you, "Give me my money"?
After we broke up.
That's what I'm saying. After you broke up, and did you ever tell him, listen, the reason I'm breaking up with you is because I checked your phone?
No, I didn't.
Is this news to him? Is he learning this today? Or did you eventually tell him?
Like, he didn't know. I always used to go with his phone.
Yeah, I always go through my husband's phone too. But what I'm trying to ask you, but like our deal is we have the same password. Like, my children would say, that's a violation of my privacy rights. I go, first of all, you don't have privacy rights.
What are you talking
Because in my house, we go by the golden rule. She who makes the gold makes the rules, okay? And those are my phones. With a relationship, it's different. You have to have kind of an understanding, otherwise you're surreptitiously spying, which I wholeheartedly recommend, so don't get me wrong, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that it's probably a better practice for each of you to, either trust each other or, have a free reign over checking about trusting each other.
Ain't no trusting. I don't want to be with her. I want my money. Like, she moved on.
Yeah, we know.
Want my money. I'm not.
We know, but you took it kind of hard when she dumped you.
Yes, I took it very hard because I put my money into this.
Over the money, not over the 3 years?
Excuse me?
Over the money is what you took it hard, not over the 3 years?
If I'm with somebody...
You were screaming at me that you were blindsided, that you never saw it coming.
No, because if I'm sitting here being with somebody, liking somebody, quote-unquote loving somebody in my face, like, why she didn't just say it's over?
Have you ever been dumped before?
I do the dumping.
How old are you?
So I'm 28, Your Honor.
28. And has anyone ever left you before?
I ain't never had a situation.
Is that a no?
No.
Right. Yeah, it hurts, right?
I want my money. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, so do you have any proof that this was a loan versus the kind of money that constantly seems through in committed relationships like yours?
I don't have no proof, but word to mouth has a high word to mouth.
Right, so it's your word against hers is what it is.
Yes. But
Do you have any evidence that you ever asked for the money before she dumped you?
Before she, no, I didn't.
When was the first time you demanded the money?
I honestly, I'm expecting the money when she get paid, but I
know, but this is a loan that you made to her over a year and a half ago. When was the first time that, on record, where I can see proof of it, did you demand the money from her?
I didn't send no text message.
No text,
or
nothing?
anything. I called her. When I called her and asked her, she said, "Oh, this wasn't going to work," and I said, "Okay, and what's up about that $999 though?" She said nothing.
Okay.
Nothing about the money.
What did you know that she had looked through your phone?
No, and I'm blindsided by that. Like, why would you even go through my phone?
Oh, that's what it's about.
Like,
because she feels like she caught you up to no good because you were cheating on her. Were you cheating on her? Were you texting other girls and talking about meeting them?
No, but let me say something,
You
Your Honor.
sure?
Look, he can't even be
sure?
honest.
Let me say something, Your Honor. Let me say something, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
If she was doing her job, she won't feel like I was like trying to talk to other females. You know what I'm saying?
My job.
Like,
Have you ever watched the People's Court?
when I was like 17.
I highly recommend you not say something like that about a woman in my courtroom. If you were doing your job, I wouldn't have been dipping into other women. Like, that's just nutty.
I'm not dipping into no woman. A conversation.
All right. Listen, my job is just to enforce a contract. So I have these cases all the time where it's boyfriend, girlfriend, loan, gift. Which is it? And I have to determine from the circumstances whether it's a loan or a gift. So typically people have something to show me, like they have a text saying, "Hey, can you loan me a couple of bucks? I can't make my rent this month. I'd really appreciate it." And then the person says, "Sure, I just Venmoed you." Something.
Ask her.
He paid.
I did ask her.
She better admit that in my face.
Okay, I'll ask her again. Was there ever any talk about having to pay the money? Yeah. You want me to ask her again? I'll ask her again. Ever was there any talk before the breakup about you having to? Oh,
not before.
Well, how many times do you want me to ask her?
Yeah.
Verdict for the defendant.
Well, it didn't work out very well for the plaintiff. He did not get the $999 judgment he was hoping to against his former girlfriend. Let's see what he has to say. Terrence, I feel sorry for you, but you're out of luck. What do you think?
They being real biased in that courtroom. If I gave somebody $999, I want my money back. It's been a give and a return situation every time. But she moved on, and now she want to give me my money. For the people back there, please, just make sure you get your money back. Don't never get upfronted and never be there. Don't never be there thinking that you ain't gonna get your money, because everybody deserves every cent. All right?
All right. Well, you're very upset, obviously. You know, the problem is you didn't have any proof. You didn't have a note or an email or something to prove that she said she owed you money. That's your problem. So I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's word to mouth. She admitted it. Why the judge ain't say, "Oh, you admitted it. Why you ain't get this man his money?"
Well, you know what? You've learned something really valuable today. Am I right?
Yes, I learned today that next time, if I ever deal with somebody out there, make sure I get my proof. I'm not lending my money to no female no more. That's it. That's all.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The exit's on your left, okay?
All right.
All right. Well, he's really mad. Let's see what the defendant has to say. Janelle, you're smiling, you're happy. You know, your former boyfriend is really angry. He's upset.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I guess he won't cheat anymore.
You feel at all bad? I mean, he did give you the money.
That's a gift.
You're a lucky lady.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Hey.
All right. Well, what do you think, Harvey?
Okay, Doug, so look, this is a loan, and that's what the judge said, and the reality is that when money does change hands, the presumption is it is indeed a loan. Even if this is a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, this was a case where the defendant had the burden of proof that this was a gift, and that burden wasn't met.
After all these years, have you learned anything new about each other since you are now working together? Oh boy, I love this question.
Yeah, there's on the show, you have to do a lot of preparation for your segments, and your segments last a long time. My segments are short.
I prefer to think of them as trials.
Trials. Okay, yes, your trials.
Yeah.
You have to spend a lot of time preparing for your trials, and my portion of the show is short, usually only a few minutes. And so your prep time is pretty intense. So being here with you, I notice just how hard you work, and I get tired watching you. Okay?
You say it several times a day.
I do.
Oh, so, they ride you like a mule all the way to Bethlehem here, you know?
No, it's like, it's not, people aren't like throwing rose petals in your path and rushing to bring you your latte. I bring you your latte.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
But yeah, and then there's a lot of prep that goes into preparing to hear a case, but you prefer spontaneity here on this set. So it's just, sometimes you don't even want to hear the question before you get and sit down in the chair. You're just like,
well, it's also because I'm exhausted.
Surprise me. Yeah, right. That's what you always say. You always say, I don't have enough bandwidth.
Right, I don't have bandwidth. Just ask a question.
And it's much more spontaneous. Yeah. When you say?
Yeah, I think the thing that surprised me is because you're shy. Your nature is shy, and I don't think this was going to work actually, because I thought that you were just going to be miserably.
That makes two of us.
Right. I thought you were going to hate it and just not enjoy doing it, and so I am pleasantly surprised that
it's fun.
We have stuff to talk about, and that you are not in utter pain having to expose yourself. Because if anybody had asked me 3 years ago, you think John might like this? In fact, what I did say is, no, he's going to hate this.
Are you out of your mind? No, it's fun.
This is the plaintiff, Michael McCaskill. He says he rented a 2-bedroom townhouse with his girlfriend and his sister, and the unfair defendant has invented phony damages in an attempt to steal their security deposits. This guy has also harassed them and has caused them great financial stress, which is unwarranted, and he's here suing this louse for every penny of the $8,925 he's owed. This is the defendant, Iffy. He says the plaintiff called him and told him he was moving to Texas and then disappeared. The plaintiff left his once beautiful condo a total mess. He's out way more than what the security was, and if anyone's owed money today, it's certainly not the plaintiff. He's accused of unfairly keeping a security deposit. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $4,344.52 for the balance of repairs, harassment, and emotional distress.
All parties, please use your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff rented a 2-bedroom condo from the defendant and says the guy is not returning his security by trumping up all these charges. But the defendant says the plaintiff told him he was moving to Texas and then just disappeared. It's the case of Texas Bull.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. McCaskill, you're suing your former landlord, Mr. Effie, for $8,923, and you are counterclaiming against him, besides having kept a security deposit, an additional $4,000 some odd dollars. Let me hear from you first, Mr. McCaskill. What happened here?
Your Honor, we were moving out of our apartment. It was the end of our lease. I notified Iffy.
Who's we?
Me and my girlfriend.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Calissa.
Was there anybody else on the lease?
Yes, my sister was on the lease.
And what's your sister's name?
Lashina.
Okay, go ahead.
But she did not live there.
Okay.
So I notified Iffy, letting them know that we were going to leave. I told him that I would be leaving on the 9th of October.
Okay. Had you paid September?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you paid October?
Yes, ma'am.
You paid the month of October?
I paid the end of my lease, not October, September.
You didn't pay anything for October?
No, ma'am.
And you left on the what of October?
On the 9th.
Okay, go on.
And so I left. Iffy came on the 8th. We walked around. I showed him the door that was broken.
Why was the door broken?
One of the workers got stuck in the door, so I had to push it open.
One of what workers?
The guys who were moving our furniture.
And where were you moving to?
Texas.
Okay, go on.
So that happened, and I told him that the movers had packed up the remotes and one of
the remotes for what?
For the ceiling fans.
Oh, those weren't supposed to be packed. How would they pack up the remotes?
Oh.
That's so weird. They know they're not taking the fans, so why would they pack up the remotes? I don't think they packed up the remotes.
And I specifically gave them instructions, don't pack any remotes.
Did you pay movers to pack you?
Yes.
Like they took your clothes out of your, what an extravagance. So did you, so like you didn't pack boxes, the movers packed the boxes?
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha, go on.
So after all that happened, I let Iffy know immediately that these items were packed up by mistake.
Did they also accidentally pack a
one fire
smoke
alarm.
detector?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, go on.
I told Iffy, hey, just take it out of the deposit, you know, whatever it takes, just take it out of the deposit.
Out of curiosity, what did they charge you to pack all your stuff?
Well, at first they charged me $4,000. And then when I got to Texas, it turned to $7,000.
Yeah, that's how it works.
All right.
Yeah.
So.
And the walkthrough, the next day you were supposed to have a cleaning crew there.
Oh, yeah. So the walkthrough, I let Iffy know that I'll have guys over there the next day, and they'll take care of whatever he wants them to take care of. Okay. They'll be there at 12. He said he'll be there at 12. He did not show up at 12. We stayed till 2.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Say that again. So did the cleaning crew clean? Yes or no?
No.
The cleaning crew never showed up.
They came and just took the trash. They came and just took the trash, and that was it. Because I had a lot of trash.
Why didn't the cleaning crew? I'm sorry. Who's the cleaning crew? Did you hire people to clean or didn't you?
I did.
Are they friends?
No. It was an actual cleaning through the.
So you told them, never mind, don't clean because he's not here?
Yes.
Why? Did you expect him to stand there while they were cleaning?
Well, that's what we said.
No, what the premise is that they're going to clean and he's going to walk in and take a look, not that he's going to stand there while they're cleaning.
Well, no, what we said was, because I had already had guys coming over that night, and I said the next day, I'm going to have some more guys. You can point out whatever you want, and we'll take care of whatever it is you need. So door.
I'm sorry, I don't understand you. You called them off with time. You told them don't come,
yes.
Which means you didn't pay them, and that's because he didn't show up for what? The final walkthrough where things are clean?
No.
They're supposed to be clean. He's not going to stand there while they're cleaning.
So the original walkthrough.
All right, just move on. All right, okay. So the bottom line is you didn't leave it clean, and then go on. We're going to see the pictures of how you left it in a moment, but go on.
We get down to. I get down to Texas. A few days pass. It's the 16th, and he messages me, asks me how I'm doing. I tell him I'm doing good. He says that I need to give him $1,500 extra on top of my deposit. Okay. I said, well, you need to send me the receipts for this. He sends me a write-out, sheet of paper, and I say, Iffy, this isn't verifiable. Just send me the receipts. So he says he lost the receipts, and we go back and forth for a little bit, and he tells me that he's going to contact my sister and my girlfriend. And I told him, do not contact my sister and girlfriend because this is between me and you. Well, not really. They're on the lease. He has an absolute right to contact anyone who's on the lease because they're all people he can sue. If I owed him money. Right, but it doesn't mean that he can't contact them. He can contact them. Okay. Did he contact them? He did, Your Honor.
And then they said, stop harassing us on the first contact?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay, so, all right, so then he's dealing with you, and then what happens? He tells you, no, I'm not only not returning money, you owe me money, right? And you
Yes,
feel
Your Honor.
that is unwarranted and unfair. So the bottom line is you never saw receipts, is what you're saying.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, all right, let me talk to you. What happened here? What's the problem?
What's the problem? Okay, first of all, before they moved in, him and his girlfriend, we remodeled the apartment because my wife was pushing to get good tenants, and so we changed all 3 new toilets, new vanities, new mirrors, new shutters that I installed, fresh paint all over the apartment.
How about the kitchen?
The kitchen was in a good shape. There was no reason to. I mean, and that's it. I was looking for a tenant.
Okay.
And
so you find him, and then they live there for a year, and then was he a good tenant?
He was a perfect
Tenant.
dream tenant.
Great
paying
tenant.
on the day.
Okay.
On the day.
Which is all we care about until we look at the apartment, right? And then when you look at the apartment on the 8th with him, then what?
I was shocked.
Why?
I mean, why? Okay. Trash all over the place. Small bugs flying around. Terrible smell. The walls, the fresh paint that we left, I mean, stained with footprints, with scratches.
Do you have
It
pictures?
is a 3-level. I'm sorry?
Did you submit pictures?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's for the before and after.
All right, let's look at some pictures. This is how you handed it to him. These are your before pictures,
Yeah.
according to you. You would agree that it was a fresh coat of paint when they, correct?
In some areas, yes, Your Honor.
In some areas. What areas weren't?
The bathrooms.
Okay. And then, according to him, this is how you left it. This door frame is broken, and according to you, why is that door frame broken? Because the movers locked themselves in a pocket door? How did that happen?
So the door, the lock on the door didn't work. So we just never closed it again. Because my girlfriend got
Why is
stuck
the
in there.
mover closing himself in the bathroom? I guess because he had to go?
He had to use the bathroom. And I was downstairs.
What happened to
when he
the
did it.
shelf?
So when we moved
And you were
in-
downstairs and what? He couldn't just wait for you to go there and use his cell phone and call you or something? He had to break the door? Because
No,
that's going to... Did they pay you for that or no? They just charge you another $3,000? Okay. What is this that I'm looking at?
So when we moved in, we thought these items were iffies. And
What items?
there's items in like a whole bunch of decorations and stuff in there. So we thought it was iffy, so we never took it out. We just
You
left
mean
it.
inside of the cabinet?
Yes, Your Honor.
And according to you, that's complete nonsense.
Cleaned the apartment all over, including the cabinets. I mean, all around before they moved in. So
Okay. Was that broken like that when you moved in?
Yes, Your Honor, but I didn't see it at the time.
I mean, it's visible.
This is actual.
This is pretty visible. This is on top of what? This is the refrigerator?
the refrigerator, Your Honor.
Yeah. What is this?
That was the banister.
Yeah, no.
These are the scratches on the
No, I know, but
railing.
how did those scratches happen?
I couldn't tell you, Your Honor. That's
Okay,
how it was
whose
when we
footprint
moved
is
in.
that? Can you tell me that?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Where was that footprint? Literally, I just don't know how does this happen? Who put, okay. The fact that the footprint is that dirty and then on the wall, who did that? Like, who?
These items weren't there when we did our walk around.
Oh, show me the pictures of your walkthrough.
We took no photos.
There you have it. What do you think? That he put his foot in mud and then put a footprint? I'm looking at the pictures and they look pretty bad. Here's where the things were taken. That's fine. What happened here? Do you think he damaged his own kitchen in order to pin it on you?
No.
Right.
This is how it was, Your Honor.
I just showed the pictures of how it was, and it didn't look like that in the before pictures.
This is a close-up of the cabinet in the kitchen. The kitchens were like this, and they had the stuff peeling off of it.
Do you have a lease with him? And in the lease, does it say everything is in perfect condition?
I could.
Do you have the lease with you?
Right here.
Can you hand it over?
Sure.
What is this? Footprints on the wall?
Just stain. I mean.
No, this is actually
That's the
that's a footprint.
Yeah, that's the one.
from a shoe.
That is mine, Your Honor.
Oh, you think?
Yes.
All right, you're not going to tell me that he cooked on it and left little crumbs to frame you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, why is all this junk here?
That's what I was using.
No, I know why one buys cleaning supplies. My question is, why did you leave it behind? Especially a guy who's paying somebody $4,000 to pack you. How did that happen, that the cleaning supplies were left behind? Because someone was planning on cleaning the next day and nobody cleaned, right? You saved yourself the money. And now, you know, it's time to pay the piper. There's a garbage bag. I thought you said the people took the garbage bags.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, there's the garbage bag.
That is one of the garbage bags.
What is this a picture of? Just the junk that they left
The way
behind?
that I found it after he left.
Okay.
I came on the following day.
Okay.
That's how I found it.
Let's talk about. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. Jeez. Ugh.
I'm not disputing that, Your Honor.
No. Which ones are you disputing? Don't even answer.
And Your Honor,
what is this?
This is the worst ever.
What is this?
It took us time to find out what is the source of the stinking smell in the kitchen. Rotten food that was left in the dishwasher.
Oh, jeez.
First time ever for me. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Wow. All right. Let's talk about the damages. You feel you were out the following damages: $54.85 for the remotes, $63 for the smoke detector. You don't dispute those, right?
No, Your Honor.
You're charging $300 for cleaning. Do you dispute that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Then you're charging $863.71 for unpaid rent the days that he stayed there in October. And what's your defense on that?
We didn't speak about that.
Well, would you think you were going to stay for free?
No, Your Honor. But had I known what he was charging, I could have.
Well, wait, what he was charging is just the prorated rent. Let me tell you what he could have charged. Mm-hmm. He could have charged a whole month of October because he can't rent it in October. So he could have said to you, you stay the first day in October, that's the law. First day in October, you've stayed the whole month. He didn't do that. He only prorated the rent, and he used your rent as how to prorate. So why would you think that wasn't going to happen? Why would he pay your rent for 9 days?
There's no reason, Your Honor.
Okay, but you're very sweet in here, but in the text, when you're talking to him, you're like, you give me back my money, or in 21 days, or the law is you have to give me back my money.
Yes, sir.
Because you didn't give it, so explain that to me.
So, I as agreed, had he taken the whole deposit, I would have been okay with. But he said I owed him $1,500 more.
Right.
Which is what I had a problem with.
Right.
$300 for cleaning, $60 for a remote.
Yeah, but that's probably not true because although he said you owed it to him, he didn't sue you. You sued him.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I would imagine he would have eaten it because how's he going to serve you in Texas? And, I don't know. I imagine it would just stayed there had you not done the suing.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're not only suing for your security deposit back, you're suing for $8,925.
Yes, Your Honor.
The amount of your security deposit for your security deposit, that same amount for harassment. What's the harassment?
After I told him not to contact my family, he contacted my family.
He has a perfect right to.
But then he went
on to, once. That's not harassment anyway. And then
he went on to LinkedIn.
$2,975 for financial stress. What's that?
So the money that I was supposed to receive from the return, I was going to use for my furniture to pay the rest of my
furniture. I got an idea. Pack your own stuff. You are talking to the people's court judge. I am well paid. In my life, I have never paid somebody to pack me. In my life. To me, that is such an extravagance. And I know there's people who do it. God bless them. But that's like, wow, that's crazy. Maybe that money could have gone towards the furniture. All right, the fact that a person lives hand to mouth and needs this money for that doesn't mean that assuming that you were entitled to your deposit back, that you get to double it because it caused you financial stress. All right, so we've talked about the unpaid rent. Paint and woodwork. Do you have a receipt for the $3,600 for paint and the woodwork?
Of course.
Yeah, I saw that. Now let's talk about that because that's a very hefty sum. And I want to understand why he would be responsible for all of that. Priming and painting all walls due to moisture damage. What's that about?
I don't know. I guess it was in the kitchen. I didn't get into the details, frankly. I mean, for me, what I did is, comparing the work that he did for us in our residence to the damage that I saw over here and size of the walls and so on. Because in our house, we did only the upper floor. And with the woodwork that he had to fix in the kitchen. And
you're saying whether or not you found this to be reasonable was based on the price that you paid for your own place?
Yes,
is what you're
exactly,
saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to deduct some of that because I don't think that the tenant should have to pay for moisture damage. That has to do with your own issues unless you can pin it on him, and I don't think you can pin it on him. I'm not going to award you $1,766 in lost wages. And the loss of rental income. Now, this is interesting. What's the loss of rental income?
That I had to spend 1 week to fix the apartment. I couldn't rent it out.
Yeah,
and it is less than the 1 month that you mentioned, Your Honor, anyway.
I know. But
so I think it's reasonable.
This is not looking good for you. On your lawsuit against him for $8,925, I find in his favor. I don't believe that you have shown entitlement to your security deposit because I'm looking at a lot of work there based on the way you guys left it. It's not just that it needs cleaning. It's that the whole place needed painting based on people putting their dirty, filthy feet on walls, which is nuts. And it's an obvious habit of a bunch of people because there's 2 footprints and 1 shoe print. Yeah, you got to clean that off. Like, your response can't be, yeah, I looked it up, which it was. I looked it up online and the broken door should be $200. No, you need to fix it or you take whatever it costs him to fix it and to paint it and everything else. And I do believe that the painting might include things that aren't a tennis, so I'm taking out $1,000 for the painting. And based on everything else that I do see, subtracting your security deposit from the amount I think he's entitled to still leaves you with a deficit. So on his count, on your claim against him, 0, on his claim against you, I am ordering you to pay him $806.56. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, it didn't work out too well for the plaintiff. He was suing the defendant for almost $9,000. He ends up having to pay the defendant almost another $1,000. How about that? Let's see what he has to say. Mr. McCaskill, you're smiling, but what are you thinking? Tell me.
The judge made her decision. I'm okay with it. Iffy's always been a good dude. I feel like I was good to Iffy. It just didn't work out in my favor.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I know this didn't end up the way you thought it was going to. So you have to pay him another almost $800.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay? Very good. Let's find out how the defendant feels about this. You know, you were suing Mr. Effie for $4,300. You didn't get that. You know, you get less than $1,000, but you didn't have to pay him anything. So that's a relief, right?
Yeah, right.
It really did look like it was really bad in there. Do most of your tenants, or you ever had any tenants leave a place in that poor shape?
No, that was the worst ever, frankly. I mean, I've got here and there, but not like that, not even close.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Harvey, you saw the evidence. What did you think? It was bad, right?
So, Doug, this is really a case about normal wear and tear. The longer you're in a unit, the more leeway the judge gives you in terms of repainting the walls or redoing the carpeting. The longer you're there, the more it's likely to be normal wear and tear.
Marilyn, what beauty product is always in your bag?
Well, if you mean my purse, none. But if you mean my travel bag, like what won't I leave home without, is probably moisturizer.
Moisturizer. You're always telling me to use that stuff. I bet I pretty much never do.
No, you never do.
I probably should.
Right. Skin is skin, dude. It has, you know.
I'm trying to think of what I carry. Does a toothbrush count as a beauty product?
No, that's not a beauty product. You carry a beauty product.
Wait a minute. Tell what?
Hair gel.
You said you wouldn't talk about that.
Hair gel. And what's funny is when I met you, you had never in your life blow dried your hair.
That's true. I didn't own a blow dryer.
I was
30. I was 30 years old.
Yeah, you were 29. No, you were 30, and you had never in your life.
Get out of the shower with the wet hair, comb it like Pee Wee Herman, and go to work.
Right, and move on. Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you're quite the dandy now, though.
You trained me.
Yeah.